What's up? I'm Sam. Today I've got the Roto-Control from Melbourne Instruments. It's an awesome new MIDI controller. I'm going to be showing you how I'm using it in Ableton Live. So yeah, let's get straight into it. So first up, I'm going to have a little jam on the push and the roto and show you how I set it up in a live scenario. So yeah, what I had going there was I've got my roto set up with all the mappings and settings that I've set for all of my pluck and my bassline and my pads and some of the drums as well. And every time I shift between one of these on the push here, it instantly recalls to exactly where I've set it up for the start of the live set or how I want to bring them in. So on the pads, I can have them a bit more mellow, and then over time I can bring that in. And if I'm leaving that there, it's going to stay at that same setting when I go back to the bassline on here as well. Another really cool thing as well is, say I wanted to just focus on just the pluck and really mess with that while I was still changing my different sort of scenes that I have here, I can use this lock button here, and that's going to lock this one. So if we just get this playing, so I've got the cut off and the resonance going with that, and if I move over here to my different ones, or I get a different scene going here, it's still just focusing in on that one synth setting, which is really nice. I've still got all of the cutoff and resonance and everything that I've set up, but I can just leave that one there if that's the one I want to jam on for a whole part of a song. So having the roto in my live set has been a huge game changer, honestly. I used to get really lost when I would move around just toggling between my scenes and clips along on the push here and with the knobs along the top. I never really was confident sort of moving back to a different one and having it be where I would want it to be. But with this, as you can see, I'm jumping between the pluck, bassline, pad, and the string pad, and it's all moving to exactly the parameters that I've set up. And I've got everything written in front of me right here, and it aligns with all of my scenes in here as well. So it's just really sort of boosted what I'm able to do in a live performance and made me a lot more confident. It really, really adds a lot, and it's a lot more fun for a live set as well. Cool, so yeah, that's why I've been using the Roto-Control in a live sort of scenario. I've also been using this stacks in my studio at home as well. This thing's pretty much sits front and center now. Yeah, it's my main MIDI control that I'm using for all sorts of mapping and automation and everything like that. It's just perfect for it. So I've done a fair bit of back-end work for this in the Roto-Control app, which is super simple to use as well. But yeah, we've got our Arturia Acid V here, so we'll just get that playing. And yeah, as you can see, I've mapped cutoff, resonance, envelope, decay, accent, all of the kind of things that you would want to have a good jam on one of these. And we can leave that going. And then, yeah, all of this saves when you save a default configuration. That becomes your, every time you pull up a new synth, that's what comes up. So yeah, if we just drag, say, the mini Moog in over here, which I was using before, instantly jumps straight to it, which is great. And yeah, I'm jamming away on this one. So I've got my cutoffs, resonance, contour, I've actually done about 4 pages on this one and added everything in, like the sort of indented oscillator range. So it's not just the synths that I've been doing these mappings for. I've done a whole bunch of my favorite sort of EQs and saturations and stuff like that. So yeah, this one I was really proud of, the Mag EQ from Plugin Alliance. I've set all of the parameters on here to the exact same color that they are in the plugin, and it's got a little indent point at the 0 sort of point here, so I can feel that sort of tick over, so I know exactly how it would be on the unit itself. I've got the on-off button. I made the little thing green in the Roto-Control app, which I thought was really fun. And yeah, I've done that for quite a few of them. So if we go, yeah, saturation, I've got the radiator here as well, which I've mapped these two, bass, treble. Yeah, so I've done a fair bit of back-end work with the mappings for all my favorite plugins, but it's 100% worth it. As you can see, I had a lot of fun doing it, obviously, but yeah, now every time I open a new session, I've got all these good to go, and they instantly jump to this whenever I throw it on a new track. And if I want to chuck a new reverb in or anything like that, I've got all my favorite ones good to go. So it just means that I'm straight into making tunes, getting in the flow of making sounds, and not sort of feeling bogged down about doing mappings or anything like that. It just really feels like I have the gear in front of me, and I'm using it how it is. So yeah, it's been huge for me. By the way, I'm more than happy to share these templates. I've done a whole bunch of mapping for, yeah, pretty much the whole Arturia collection and the SSL collection as well, and a whole bunch more Plugin Alliance. So yeah, hit me up on Instagram, and happy to send them your way. Before we wrap up, one last thing. We've got, in the latest firmware update that Melbourne put out, a hugely requested update, and it's the auto mapping for all of your Ableton instrument racks. So yeah, I've just loaded this one up here on the acid sound that we had, and the 8 macros are mapped instantly. So all of them are labeled there. You don't have to do anything. There's so many of these in Ableton, which are so fun to use, and you can just get straight into it. And yeah, start mucking around. No mapping like I did. You can just load these ones up and have a jam. And yeah, it's a super great update that they've put out. So stoked on that as well. All right, that's all for today, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. That's been the Melbourne Instruments Roto-Control. I am a huge fan of this thing. It's just such a fun MIDI controller to use. The motorized knobs are incredible. Being able to set them as switches like I have here, setting all your colors, all the extra pages, being able to lock it to different instruments. And then when you pull up a new plugin, it maps straight away. Makes it a massive game changer for me. If you want to come and check one out, we've got them on display at all of our Store DJ stores. And if you're in Melbourne, which is the home of Melbourne Instruments, like I am, you can come to the Fitzroy store and check this one out. I've got all the mappings that I've done in the live set loaded up on the one in our store. So yeah, come and ask me any questions and have a muck around with it. And yeah, that's all. Take it easy.